Hello there, folks, my lovely patrons, my benefactors, friends, so on, so forth. How are you all doing? This is my monthly Patreon update, though technically not monthly because I don't believe I did one for February. So that's why I'm doing this one a little earlier in March to cover this month and last month. And like a lot of stuff has happened in March already, so I have plenty to tell you. So in February, what happened in February? I finished my online course and I very recently got my grade for it, so I passed that. So I now have merit in health and safety in workplaces, which may not sound very interesting, but it's a very good thing to have on my CV for when I'm doing security work. So it's great to have that, and I'm glad to have it finished because I hate doing essays and I don't want to do them again, please and thank you. What else? A lot of the end of February at least was building up to Dublin Comic Con, which was last weekend as of today. Today's the 18th. So DCC happened over on the weekend of the 12th and 13th. And oh boy, that was a good weekend. I was immensely looking forward to DCC. I was also extremely anxious to DCC. And I ended up paying a lot of energy and attention to working on products and such and decorations and all that type of stuff towards DCC, because that was my first big convention back since the beginning of 2020, and it was just so great to get back into it. Like, I know I did the craft fair back in Christmas, which was fantastic. I loved that craft fair. This is just a little different because it was a comic convention. It was huge, giant ass numbers, and I was able to reunite with so many people. Got to meet up with my friend Sam. I haven't seen him in 2 years because he lives up in Donegal, and just obviously you can't really travel during the time, and this was the first time I've seen him in 2 years, and it was just fantastic. I was so overjoyed to see him. Practically skipped across the artist alley to go give him a hug, and he was able to stay for a couple of days afterwards, and we just kind of hanged out and everything, and it was just great. I even took the work off for the week just so we could just hang and then recover, because man, I needed to recover after everything that's gone on. So probably just like really just the main thing is just what happened at DCC. I'm so flabbergasted with how great that weekend was. I made good months. There were so many people there, and they were just so good and friendly and generous, very generous. And it was just such a great atmosphere, great energy for the whole 2 days. I have never had such a busy Sunday of a convention before. Usually Sunday is the quieter day of the weekend, and oh boy, that was a busy Sunday. I think there was a lot of theories among the artist alley of why the convention was just so good and why so many of us, it wasn't just myself now, so many of us did so well that weekend. And there's a lot of different theories. A lot of, the main one is just because that was just the first big convention in Ireland, or Dublin at least, that has happened since 2020, and people were just, they were just raging for it, just wanting to have a good convention weekend, and people were saving up. Plus there was a whole new generation of kids and teens coming to conventions now. Like I a whole bunch of people who'd never been at a convention before, and they were super excited, young and naive, and fistfuls of 50s, which is what you like to see. Another theory, which may not be a theory, may actually very closely be what's correct, is that because of with Brexit and everything, many of the UK sellers down in the trade hall were absent this year. So they were just missing a lot of the big English traders who sell all the big official merch, and a lot of people would just spend most of their money down in the trade hall for this reason, and they weren't able to come over because of Brexit, VAT, the whole shebang. Basically, it just wouldn't have been affordable for a lot of those companies now to come over. Thus, that hole needed to be filled up, and it ended up being filled up completely by the artist alley. More people were coming up to the artist alley and spending the big bucks there, which was great for us. And if that happens again for DCC Summer Edition, awooga, heck yeah, good things, good stuff. So I'm behind on a lot of stuff now because, like I said, DCC took up a lot of my attention and a lot of my energy just working on products and stuff. I had a lot more new original and Dust Bunny related merch, and that sold like so well, and like I got the table exactly the type of aesthetic that I needed it to be, and a lot of people were buying Dust Bunny stuff and really liked the Dust Bunny stuff, and it was great, fantastic, and I'm going to keep building them up for the years to come. And I'm hoping that as the years go, I've already started it now, the process of kind of limiting my fan art creations, fan art prints. So usually are more the sellers because people are going to buy what they know, and build up on more original stuff. So at the moment I'm close to getting a good 50-50 thing going, because I've decommissioned a lot of my old prints, a lot of my old fan art prints, and just kind of kept what really sold and what I knew exactly was going to do well. So really the big sellers that weekend were the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff and the Cuphead merch. So for Cuphead I only just had the one print, but that did quite well, and as did the Sun and Moon from Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. That completely sold out, as did the FNAF Five Nights at Freddy's stickers that I made. They were gone, but as did a lot of my original stickers. They were gone. All my sticker packs were gone, so pretty much all that I had left were the single Dust Bunny stickers, because the packs of them all sold out, and that was great. That was fantastic. And my keyrings sold very, very well. People loved the little ghosties and people loved the Dust Bunny ones, and that was fantastic, great. Didn't sell as many books that weekend, which was a little disappointing. I sold just a few. I think maybe I sold about 5 or 6 of the books, and like overall I made very, very good money, so I'm not too disappointed about it. But I really do love it when the books get sold. I love it when people buy my comics, but just have to try harder next time. The next big convention I have is MegaCon in July, which is all original stuff. I'm not allowed to sell fan art stuff, which is grand. I'm really, really looking forward to spreading out, just having a full table of Dust Bunny and original stuff. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm really going to emphasize showing off the comics and such. So it's kind of cool that I have more. I was worried that I was going to run out of certain comics during that weekend, but I still have enough, so I'm going to really emphasize selling them at that convention. I also have a few craft fairs between here and now, which I'm looking forward to, so we'll sell some books during those as well. But yeah, hopefully in the future it'll be just me, it'll just be my stuff, just all original, all Dust Bunny stuff, and I'm really looking forward to what that date comes. I know there's a market for it. I know people like that stuff, and I know people want it. So I just need to, be brave, make merch, and put myself out there, really. I know it can be very scary. My friend Sam, who I mentioned earlier, he's Moria Paper on Twitters and Instagram and all that malarkey. Check out his work. I'll probably link him down in the comment section or whatever you call it. He's completely he's dived into the original only pool, so he only sold original works, merch and such, and he did fantastic, and I'm very, very proud of him, because it's just a scary thing to do. Like, I'm very slowly getting into it, but I want to eventually. So he did fantastic just selling original stuff. So I'm very, very proud of him, and it kind of makes me more confident that I will be able to do it eventually. So other stuff that, I was saying, so a lot of DCC really took up a lot of time and energy, so I'm very behind on other projects, unfortunately. That's just kind of what happens when I hyperfixate on certain things. A lot of other things will suffer, which sucks, and it's very hard to control, but I do hope you can forgive me. So there will be more Dust Bunny comics coming out, and Fate is on the works. I am just working on the thumbnails and such, because this chapter is just a mess, unfortunately. I'm absolutely fine with admitting that. I feel like this chapter is a mess, at least for organization wise. I'm sure story wise it's fine, but I am really trying to get this volume of Fate, so book 2, finished with this chapter and the next chapter, and have it finished. So I'm trying to just find a way where I can do it streamlined but quickly, as I really don't want to spread it out for another 2 chapters, as this current chapter they're on, it's like the longest chapter I think we've had so far. We're pushing into the 40s, and to be honest, we will most likely be finishing in the 50s, probably close to the 60s. I'm going to try to have a big event of book 2 happen in this chapter. I was thinking of leaving it till next chapter, but I actually think I can write it that we can have it happen a little closer to now rather than later, as I really want to streamline it. I really want to get done with the story, because book 3 is probably going to be one of my favorites, because a lot of stuff that happens in the story kind of starts happening in chapter 3, and I'm very excited to officially outline it and write it out and really show it to you guys. I really hope you stick with me and keep reading the comic. Even if you still one day decide you don't want to be a patron, that's absolutely fine. But if you keep reading Fate, I really cannot wait to show you what happens in that next book. I'm really excited, because the end of book 2 is when the real main plot, real chunky boys of the plot start happening, and I'm really excited for it. But I just need to get us there. Pretty much, I just need us to get us there. And unfortunately, I was trying a new method of writing for this chapter, where I was kind of outlining bit by bit, kind of part by part, section by section, and kind of having an overall outline for the chapter of how I wanted to go and end, and then kind of figuring out as I go. And I think that can work in some aspects, but just for this it didn't really work. I can't do that long term. I feel that I kind of drop the ball kind of easily, especially when my attention just goes someplace else. Pardon, I'm not gonna burp. I'm okay? I'm not gonna burp. I might burp. I'm not gonna burp. We're okay. So yeah, but I think I'm gonna do this. I'm going to thumbnail the rest of this chapter, and I'm going to thumbnail the next chapter, because the next chapter has a lot of emotional beats and important plot points in it. So I feel like I really just have to do it ahead of time, and I have to know exactly where we're going with it. While with this current chapter, chapter 6, I didn't really know exactly where we were going, 5 pages ahead. I really was making it up as I kind of went, and I didn't like it. I didn't like that, but I think it's good that I gave it a go, kind of experimented a bit and figured out exactly what it is that I like doing. And I do feel like I like having some organization beforehand and allowing myself to have loose thumbnails, loose script, I think is what works best for me. So if I feel like I do need to make changes, I can slot them in and change things if I need to, but for ahead of time. But generally, I think I like knowing that I have the plot figured out for me to settle back on. So working on Fate at the moment. I haven't done much work of this current week at the moment, because I'm just drained. I've just been completely drained. So because like we had the big convention over the weekend, and that was a lot, and then I was hanging out with friends. Obviously I just had to hang out with Sam and my group, my folks, my pals, because I missed them so much, and I didn't want to have Sam over just for the weekend. I was being a bit greedy with him, to be honest, because I really missed him. So we hanged out on the Monday, and then we went to the zoo on Tuesday, and then he headed off home on Wednesday. And just on, like, after the zoo trip on Tuesday, I was just absolutely dead. I was done. I was finished. I had no more social energy. I had no physical energy. I was just gone. I was dead. So for the Wednesday and Thursday, I was just struggling with terrible migraines and headaches. And I think Thursday evening I was trying to do some writing, and I just felt I just couldn't get anything out of myself, unfortunately. So kind of working on it now, hence why I'm working on these videos for you guys, just to kind of get myself working again, even if it's not the exact thing that I need to work on. If I can start being productive in some manner, it will get me back into the flow of things. So that's why I'm starting off making this video, so I can update you guys, because I know I haven't given you guys a lot in these last couple of weeks, and I've been very behind on the Dustbinning comics and saying nothing about Fate, basically. So I'm sorry about that, and I'm really glad for your patience. So this video is for you. This is an update for you guys. Another update is that Sam taught me how to use my cutter, my electric cutter that I bought in when did I buy it? It was like Christmas of 2020 was when I bought it. I got it for Christmas, and I have not used it for an entire year, because I tried to figure it out on my own, how the heck to use this thing, and I used online tutorials. I used the official tutorials for the company, and they were very bad. They did not help me to figure out exactly what I needed. Sam thankfully had the exact same model, so when he was here, he was able to physically show me step by step how to get the cutter to cut things properly, and now I know how to do them, and it's very easy. And I've been a sticker making, paper cutting machine, and it's been great. So I'm gonna have sticker packs and stuff in my shop in the future whenever I reopen my shop. That's another story for another thing, because I'm done with Etsy. Etsy has been closed since Christmas, but I'm done with it. If you are on Twitter or Art Twitter, or you know other artists who use Etsy, you may already know the problems that a lot of people have with Etsy. But long story short, they've been rising prices, and you're basically being penalized if you don't work within the US shipping wise and such. And I'm just done with them. The amount of money that I make from it isn't enough to justify the prices and the percentage they take from my work. So I'm done with them, and I've started a Shopify account, which is more of they bill you for an entire year, and pretty much any profit you make on that site is then yours. So I will be releasing that at some point this year. I'm being very slow with it, because I really want to get Fate back going again first, and I also have pictures to get started finishing off and sending those out. You guys will all get at least the €5 and up patrons, you all get to have a look at those pitches, though some of them will be modified, so you're not getting big major story spoilers and such, but you will get to see the comics and such, and then the overall writing of the pitches. So because I love seeing pitches, I love seeing people's work and their developments and such, so I want to show you guys as well, so that's something you will get in the future, but I really gotta get those done. So the shop will open later on this year, probably April, most likely is when the shop will officially get started. So sticker maker, I'm a sticker making machine now, so that's great. It's been very fun looking at the stickers and having them cut properly so they look really professional. They're very cool, and I may start doing the sticker club. I had always had the idea to do a sticker club with you guys in the future, which would be a higher tier that you could go on if you're interested. I'm still thinking about that, but it is very much a possibility now for me to do that. So if you guys like the idea of like a sticker club tier, say it to me down in the comments. I'd love to hear your ideas on it, if that's something you think would be cool or something you think it'll be just a bit too much to work on. So that's the main thing I'd be worried about, is that it's just another thing for me to be juggling, and I'd be worried that I would just drop everything suddenly, because that happens when I overload myself with too much stuff. But I do feel like it would make me some money. So we'll see. But if you have any criticisms or any advice or feedback, or just like your thoughts on a sticker club tier, I'd love to hear from you. Absolutely would love to hear from you. What else? Made a new banner which looks really awesome. If you've been following me, you guys have seen the final image of it. That's on Patreon for a while now, and it's also been on my other socials if you see many of my work on the socials. But I will be posting a video, like the process of it, up on YouTube at some point. I'm probably gonna work on that after I work on this video. So that'll be up on YouTube eventually, the process of the video. Fitz, my cat, if you may or may not know, he had an accident in January, broke his knee, a lot of surgery, a lot of money, a lot of worries and tears and so on. He's doing very well. He's recovering quite well. Now he's still limping a little bit, but he's not in pain, which is the main part. And he's only limping a little bit, but it's a noticeable limp, and he still sits his leg out a bit weird. So he doesn't sit it tucked under like he used to. Now he kind of has it sticking out. So he's still kind of recovering a bit, but he is doing so much better. So he's not on painkillers anymore. He's eating fine, going to the bathroom fine, and he's even allowed to go outside again, only during the day though. He goes out for little like moments outside, just to get a little sun, to have a little walk around, and he's kept in at night from now on. Before he was an indoor-outdoor cat, so he was allowed to go in and out as much as he wanted, and that included at night time, but I'm not doing that anymore. Even when he's like fully recovered, he's going to stay in during the night, because he's getting older, and I just worry about him, because there's a lot of other cats that he would fight with, and foxes out there, and it's just not right. So he should stay inside, and I'm hoping the older he gets, the easier it will be to keep him in permanently. I would love for him to be a full house cat. He doesn't hunt anymore, because he primarily did all of his hunting at night, which is also a good plus, because he was killing the local wildlife, which is not a good thing financially. Very, very bad. So that's also a plus. So I'm just very happy with his recovery. He's doing so well, and I'm just really, really happy that he's doing okay. I was very worried for a very long time, and it was really hard dealing with it, because he had to stay in one place. He had to stay in a kennel, which he was not used to, because he was a very independent cat, doing kind of pretty much going where he pleases. So having to be locked up in a very large kennel, don't get me wrong, very large kennel, but a kennel nonetheless. It's really great to see him out and about and doing well again. I'm very proud of him. Do I have any other updates? I don't think so. My mood has been very good. I've been feeling actually pretty good mentally. January and early February kind of up and down, but I'm feeling pretty good lately, mentally wise, because like again, been very productive dealing with DC and stuff. And while I don't believe that overworking yourself is healthy whatsoever, I do find that mentally I tend to be mentally quite sound when I have some form of project to work on. I like working on things. I like developing things, I like making things. I like being busy, but not too busy. It's always important to not work yourself to death or anything. I don't think that's healthy at all. But I do enjoy having something to look forward to and working on something and then finishing it and having a thing. And I do enjoy that, and it always keeps me mentally pretty happy. So I'm doing well mentally, which is always nice. Gosh, I don't think I really have anything majorly to fill you up on. So, just, long, short end of it. Fate is being worked on. You guys will get pages before the main guys, so you will get 2 or 3 pages before I start updating properly again. Hopefully it will be before April, but I'm not going to make promises because you know what I'm like. I'm very slow. But Fate is being worked on. Dust Bunnies will be back next week working on those, so you guys will get you guys are actually still ahead on Dust Bunnies. So Dust Bunnies will be back next Thursday. You guys will get it either another page either next Tuesday night or Wednesday afternoon, because I usually work on Dust Bunnies while I'm working in security. So yeah. So Fate, Dust Bunnies, you will get pitches when they are finished, modified pitches, because I'm not going to give you all the story. Gotta leave some mystery. You are getting videos, so obviously you're getting this video, and then you'll be getting the next YouTube video before the public as well, which will be the process video for my banner. That is it at the moment. Again, if you like the idea or don't like the idea of a sticker tier for you patrons, let me know about it in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. And really, I think that's it. That's all I have to say to you. This video is going on long enough. That was a lot of updates and talking, but I hope you don't mind listening to me go on and on and on. But again, thank you so much for sticking with me. I will talk to you again in the next video in beginning of April. It'll be April. So see you guys then. Thanks for listening. Bye.